Morning, how are you doing? Today I'm up in Aberdeenshire again and I'm here on the cliffs up near Banff to try and photograph peregrine falcons, but that's not really what this video is about. So keep watching to find out. Right, so we've made it up onto the cliffs here in up near Banff in Aberdeenshire, and when I started this video I said that we were here to photograph peregrines, and we are here to do that. That is, you know, the main, I suppose, reason that we're here. But for me it's a little bit more than that. As a lot of you know, I live near, pretty near to Lincoln Cathedral, where they've got peregrine falcons every year nesting, and it would be quite easy for me to travel over to Lincoln, set up there and photograph the peregrines. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, and I'll probably do that at some point this year. But for me, a lot of the time it's more about the actual experience than the end photograph. Obviously I do like to get nice images, but here is a completely different setting to if I was to go to Lincoln. I've probably explained this before, but this stretch of coastline here, the cliffs are probably about 300 feet tall. There's barely any population, there's no footfall, nobody walks past where we are all day. Basically it's us, the cliffs, and whatever wildlife we see. We see the odd boat checking lobster pots, and that's about it. And I don't know, for me this is the sort of the peregrine in its more natural form before they moved into our cities and things and started to you know, use buildings as sort of artificial cliffs. This is where traditionally you would find peregrines. And I don't know, for me there's something just a lot more satisfying by coming to a wild place like this and actually appreciating the wild place itself, rather than, you know, being here and desperate to get those images, which, as I say, we like to get nice images, but for me it's the experience of the whole day, or as it will be 2 days here, that we've got, just sitting in this environment, completely, almost totally wild, in a setting that is really the peregrine setting. It's their environment, not ours. So we're getting, or have been, battered by the wind. We may get battered by the rain, but it's all about that experience. And you know, that's one of the things that I think sometimes we miss out a lot on when we're photographers. We focus too much on that final image, and we don't focus enough on the journey. I hate the word journey, but the journey to get that image, really, and the way we've gone about it. And for me, this is the ultimate. This is coming into their environment. And yeah, we might not get images that I could probably get a lot better images at Lincoln Cathedral. As I say, the advantage you've got there is Lincoln Cathedral sticks out of the flatlands. That's the highest point there. So from that point of view, that's where the peregrines are going to be. They're not going to stray far from that, because that's their cliff. It's a small, tiny cliff in the middle of a pretty flat landscape, whereas here there's probably a 6-mile stretch of cliffs, and we have no idea if those peregrines are going to come along to this point or not. But you know, that's the excitement of it, and actually being out in this rugged environment. So yeah, we'll crack on today. We're going to sit in this position. We've got a couple of other positions, because I came up here with Leia last year, and we did find a couple of favourite positions. The favourite for us for a couple of reasons. One, this position I'm in now, you get a view not only behind me at the cliffs, but if I spin you around, as you can see. So Leia is currently checking the cliffs that side and looking for peregrines coming in from that direction, and I'm checking this side. But as I say, it's a 6-mile stretch, so they could be anywhere. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic here, and if you get the chance to get to a place that's wild and seek out your wildlife photography there, I can highly recommend it. Anyway, I've talked for too long now. I've explained why we're here. we're going to sit tight, may move to a couple of different places throughout the day, and we'll see if we can get some shots of these peregrines. Right, we've been here for a good couple of hours now, probably 3 hours actually. We were here yesterday as well, and we had some reasonable views of the peregrines, so I'll put those images up at the end of the video. Today's been a little bit different. The wind direction's completely changed around. So yesterday it was coming in off the sea. It was absolutely bloody freezing up here, but today it's coming in from the land. It's just as strong. Because we've dropped off the top of the cliff a little bit, we are in a little bit more shelter, so it's been quite nice today with this little bit of sun we keep getting. We've tended to avoid the squalls that have come over, so they've so far missed us. But the peregrines have been, yeah, the sort of views of them today have been few and far between. Sort of Leia's been keeping her eye on that direction, and I've been watching this direction more. And when we've seen them, they've been going quite low over the water. And I think that happened last year. We couldn't sort of work out why they were doing that, and they've also been going out when we've seen them. They have on occasion gone quite far out to sea. So yeah, it's been difficult to get any shots today. We have been getting some nice shots of seabirds and things as well. So again, I'll put those up as well. I think what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to move and try another couple of locations. We've got one sort of quite close to where we park the car, where we can get in a reasonable position, but we're going to do a little bit of an explore and see if there's anywhere else along here, you know, where we can sort of get safely into position. That's the main thing here. But as I say, there's no paths or anything here, and obviously 300 foot up is very, very dangerous, so you have to be really careful. So that's what we're going to be doing, and yeah, hopefully our luck will change today. But it's interesting to see different behaviour. So yeah, I think this happened last year as well. They were sort of going low across the water, and there was no hunting. Sort of what I was expecting was them to be probably coming quite high up and then dropping. The main prey I would say here is there's a lot of sort of rock doves and stuff. A load of small birds. We've actually had a sparrowhawk as well zip over the top of the gorse and come straight past us, obviously hunting the small birds that are in the gorse over the top of the cliff as well. So it's just interesting to get all these different things up here. The next spot that we go to has actually got a pair of ravens as well, so hopefully we should get some shots of those as well. So anyway, I'll catch up with you in a bit, and we'll see what else we can do. And so you can see the problem here, we lost sound, and I don't know why. My new DJI mics had worked perfectly up until then, so possible pilot error. Anyway, we did have one opportunity to get back, but we also had loads of other stuff planned for the next 10 days I was there. Not least, Leia was getting a rescue dog, and first they had to meet up in Elgin to see if they got on. After a successful visit, it was back to Aberdeen. The following day, it was a train to Glasgow to see these, excellent by the way, and also some cemetery photography at the Glasgow necropolis, and yes, it did rain. Then after 2 days, back on the train to Aberdeen, and back to Elgin to pick up Buddy, and then 3 days of collecting gear for the new edition, as well as walking his little socks off all over the place. Finally to Monday, and with me scheduled to drive the 425 miles back home on Tuesday, I decided I need to put my feet up and have a beer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this truncated video and the following images. I'll see you on the next one.